Okay, a very quick update here on August 7th. When it comes to the garden here, back once again, doing some watering, waiting for Stripey to join in. We are sort of moving towards definitely the phase where things are starting to wind up and slow down with what we have for summer. Not that there isn't growth and things, but I'll show you what it is. Mostly it's to do with the roses, which as you can see here, the trimming will be done shortly. Still doing fine here on pretty much both ends, and a little growth back there in the center you can see. It's sort of hidden away by the leaves, but over here just exploding all over. Really lovely stuff. And sort of stepping over here past where the artichokes were and the asparagus kind of just is. You have a nice little bit of growth right down here. Over here, when it comes to the other plants, the one biennial that we planted, name of which I can never remember, thriving, great on it. Zucchini doing fine, but hasn't produced anything new. It's possible there was more harvesting that happened on Friday after we were here last Wednesday, so we'll just see what it further produces. Malabar spinach, doing just fine, can't go wrong with that. Over here you can sort of see, these are the reject tomatoes. We've had quite a few nibblings, so we'll clean them up later. I just sorted them out for the moment. Amaryllis, rosemary doing fine, and the tomatoes themselves, chugging along, but definitely starting to thin out in terms of growth, and that'll probably just keep continuing here over the next couple of weeks. I won't be here next week myself, so by the time I probably have a chance to come back and look at this in 2 weeks' time, I suspect it'll really be stripped down, won't be much left. So the tomatoes I've gathered today may well be the last real batch I have. I will, however, note that the roses back here, that are sort of the additional temporary ones, are starting to thrive once more, and in fact, as you can see, they're yellow roses on this one and over here on this one. So they're on the verge of flowering and coming back, great to see, and slightly more conventional, I suppose, sort of reddish pink rose over here. So doing just fine. Nothing really much to update on that beyond what we did last week. It's sort of like moving into a high summer phase where it's more just maintaining what we have. A lot of stuff is essentially gone. So I'm just taking some photos here and otherwise wrapping up. And as mentioned, I won't be back in the garden for another 2 weeks, and we'll see where things stand at that point. But I will just wrap up and say that there were certainly some tomatoes had already, and I've got a nice little batch. Kind of can see them right down here. So a little more sauce and soup and gazpacho to come, and that'll be a fine thing. Neighbors looking well, as you can see. Lots of good stuff all around, and we will see where things go next. Until next time, to talk to you.